This morning in America, again, President-elect Donald Trump ringing the bell this week at the New York Stock Exchange as loud chants of USA echo on Wall Street. But will this optimism make its way to mainstream? Trump economic advisor and co-author of The Trump Economic Miracle, Stephen Moore, joins us now. Stephen, great to see you this morning. Let's start with some context. That's the first time since 1985 that a president or would-be president has visited the New York Stock Exchange. Right. Ronald Reagan was the last time. That's why we've mentioned several times this morning, morning in America again.
Right.
What do you make of the significance of Trump ringing the bell on Wall Street?
Well, I just can't stop smiling when I see that, because it was the most amazing moment when all these traders on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange started chanting USA, USA. You know, it's so interesting because remember, Kamala Harris, when she was running, said she was going to bring joy back to America. I guess by losing, she has brought joy, because Trump has, I mean, this is the Trump effect right now, Will, where people, everywhere I go, people are confident, they're optimistic, they have a little more of a hop in their step. But that's true even, Will, of Democrats. Many of my Democrat friends say, hey, you know, this guy's going to bring back the American economy. So it's a very positive thing. And the other interesting development is it's almost like Donald Trump is already president, isn't it, Will? I mean, you know, what's the saying about Joe Biden, that he's forgotten but not gone? And Trump has essentially assumed the role of president 2 months early. But it's great for America. People are really feeling upbeat. And by the way, confidence is good for the economy because it means people go out and spend. They invest. So I'm upbeat, and I think most Americans are.
Well, I want to pick up on that confidence thing, because this could be seen or could be misunderstood as like a cheerleading moment. You know, the whole crowd yelling USA, USA. But, and Stephen, I'm not here to preach to you, only to set you up. You're the economist, but there, you know, an economy is only a series, millions of decisions and choices made by individual consumers on a daily or actually on an hourly basis. And there's a thing called animal instincts, right? And that is like, how do you feel, your animal instinct about your purchasing power and what you feel about tomorrow? If you listen to traders on the floor of the stock exchange yelling USA, USA, what that suggests is we're on the verge of animal instincts carrying us forward in a positive direction.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. I mean, people are just feeling like good things are coming with the Trump economic agenda. You know, I'm proud of that. I helped with the agenda in that first term, but I think people look back at those 4 years when Trump was president and say, hey, that was, maybe I didn't like this or that about Trump, but they were prosperous years for the country. I think you're going to see Trump, well, right out of the gate, literally on January 21st, signing executive orders, promoting American energy. We're going to get that tax cut done. All of these things are good for America. One other quick point. You know, Trump has also instilled a kind of new patriotism in this country. I mean, people feel really upbeat about our country, and foreigners are, by the way, why do you think you see so much foreign money coming into the United States? Because even foreigners are looking at what's happening here and say, hey, good things are coming to America. It's kind of amazing that one man, Donald Trump, could totally change the mood of the country.
Well, and we were just showing videos. You were talking of that trader in his blue jacket giving Trump a blue jacket. The audio from that moment is him saying, hey, if there's a guy, you're the guy. That's what that trader is saying to Trump. You're the guy for this. Certainly a positive feeling. By the way, I heard it this week, Stephen. I was in Alabama. I heard this several times. My son, who's an airline pilot, would-be airline pilot, he was put on hold. The day after the election, he gets a call, okay, we're ready to hire. You're just starting to hear that. Well, we're ready to hire. We're ready for the economy, Stephen. So I got to leave it there.
Well, that's why I called this book The Trump Economic Miracle, because this guy brings miracles to the country. So we're going to see how
we'll see.
And I think it's going to happen quickly, by the way. First day in office.
All right, the Trump Economic Miracle. There it is on your screen. All right, Stephen Moore, thank you so much.
Thanks so much.